Hello everyone. The topic of our cloud computing project is collaborative text editor. Next. So main aim of our project was to create a SaaS application which enables real-time collaborative editing, simultaneous editing and live editing of the same document by multiple users. And by doing this process of like implementing the whole collaborative text editor, we came across several research paper and approaches to develop this collaborative text editor. And lastly, we have done a research work of comparing several different approaches of creating this uh, collaborative text editor, and we have made our own implementation of the same. Next. So I would be highlighting, I am Anubhav Natani, and I would be highlighting some key issues that we faced while designing collaborative text editor. So first is latency, and second is convergence, and third is concurrency. So we would go through these one by one. Next. So what is latency? Latency is the time delay between cause and its effect. So as we can see from the image on the right, that if uh, user clicks on the link, then he will see a image after some time. So this lag is known as latency. So generally users do not want to wait for a minute or even like 40, 50, 30, 40 seconds to see images appearing or edits appear in the documents. So what researchers have found that there is three to four kind of lags that happen, three to four kind of latency. So first is IO latency, that when we type on the keyboard and when we click on the mouse, and then that whole uh, would reflect on the screen, that the time lag between that is called IO latency. And then second is our API preprocessing, that the packet that is to be sent to the server. So which kind of API we are using? We are using REST, SOAP, or any kind of these methods. They have some overheads. So this also takes some time to transmit. So this is an API pre-processing step. And then third is our network speed. So what is our internet speed? And fourth is like what kind of protocol we are using for transferring those packets. Like we can use HTTP protocol or we can use WebSockets. So we will see that how we can measure these things, and how which what we can control and what we can't. So generally when we go from Alaska to Australia, there is a 250 millisecond delay, and this is due to speed of light only. So we cannot control the network speed as such, because that is given by our ISP, and we can only increase decrease that, but we cannot change it by design. And then second is like we cannot control the IO speed as well. So we cannot say that user is using touch input or like keyboard, or he can be using any device, so we cannot control IO latency as well. But we can control what are the delays of WebSockets, or like what are the delays of protocols, or what are the delays of API processing. So we should select a best protocol that will provide us with low latency in communication from server to client, as well as send the data between both direction asynchronously. So this is our main thought behind achieving the real-time performance, and it is a main criteria for a collaborative text editor. Next. So next we will look at the convergence. So what is convergence? Is like convergence is moving towards uniformity. And for the context of collaborative text editor, we can see that edits from multiple users should converge to a same document state in a finite amount of time. So as we can see from the image and right, we can say that editor A adds a word to hello keyword, and then editor B deletes a word. And when the both packets are transmitted, editor A has some different word and editor B has some different word. So actually they are not getting the same result. So this will not give us a reliable result, and this will also make the document faulty. So this is a big issue, and the research topics are mostly focused on solving the problem of convergence, and it is very important in the context of collaborative text editor. Next slide. So let us understand what is concurrency. So concurrency by simple definition is doing multiple things at the same time. So in computer terms, we can run several instruction sequences at the same time, and correct result should be generated. So one of the solutions that were given to us in like our BTech degree is using logs. We have learned it in operating system, so we can use logs and we can log a particular thread, and then a single user can use that, and then simultaneously second one has to wait. But we cannot do that kind of solution in collaborative text editor, because both of the users have to simultaneously edit a document and as well as make changes and get the correct results also. So in concurrency, what is important is like we should have an independent order, as well as the correct results should be generated. Next. So sum up all of this, here is a example. So here in the example we can see that the a user A deletes ore from the lorem ipsum word, and user B deleted ip from lorem ipsum word. And when these two packets are transmitted, so user A got the command that you have to delete 2 from offset 6. So 2 words from offset 6, we can see I and P. I is at 6 and P is at 7. So 2 words from offset 6. And then user B got the command that he has to delete 3 words from offset 1. So now what they got actually is like edited words, and then when they deleted those things, they got different results. So this is a problem of convergence as well as concurrency, and they will not end up with same results. So now for solving these issues, we found that there are many solutions available, and now we would be discussing them one by one and how we have approached in our implementation as well. So now Saurav Tripathi will continue.
Thank you, Anubhav. To solve the problem of latency, we have tried two approaches. The first one is the traditional HTTP, which is a client-server communication method, and the second one is WebSockets, which is a full duplex communication method. While HTTP was easier to implement, it had a few drawbacks, like it was very slow and it had a very high communication overhead, and servers can send message until requested by the browser. And in WebSockets, it is a bidirectional communication method, and since it uses TCP connection, therefore it is more reliable, and it keeps the connection alive. So there are no repeated costly handshakes. Next. Now to implement WebSockets, we have used a library called as socket.io, and it must be installed on both server and client for it to work. And it provides two methods. The first one is emit method, and the second one is broadcast method. Next. In the emitting method, the events are emitted from one side, and there are listeners registered on the other side to listen for those events. And in the broadcasting methods, first of all, this is a server only feature, and the events are broadcasted to all connected clients except for the sender. Next. Socket.io also provides a feature called as rooms, where each connected participant must have a unique room ID to collaborate. Now Akshat will take it on from here.
Thank you, Saurabh. If we move, we see that there are two options to handle concurrency and convergence. The first option is by using operational transform, and the other is to use conflict replicated data type, that is CRDT. Now, if we move to the next slide, as we can see that there are two users that have opened the same file on their desktop. Now one is trying to insert a character and other is trying to delete a character. As we see that after both of the editing is done, for one of them ends up with hat and another of them ends up with cat. So as we can see that there is no convergence here. We can see that there is a blue cylinder in between which represent a central server which connects both of the clients. So there can be a many number of clients. It is not restricted to 2 clients. So all of them are connected by a central server by which all of these operations are moved back and forth. Now the solution for this problem is by transforming these operations. So suppose if we have changed this operation delete, we might have end up with the same state on both of these. Now let's look up how we can do this. Moving to the next slide. Further, in the next slide, the central server implements this transformation function. This transformation function can be represented as x form a comma b, and which results in two further operations A dash and B dash. So it takes up input as the two operations A and B, which are performed on either of the user side, and it results in two new operations A dash and B dash. So as we can see in the diagram beside, so A is operated on the user one side, B is operated on the user two side. So after producing two new operations B dash and A dash, if we perform B dash on user one and A dash on user two, we end up on the same state, which is also represented in the equation. B dash operated with A dash is equivalent to A dash operated with B dash. Now moving further, as we see that here the central server is implemented with OT. So the delete zero operation is now converted or transformed to delete one. So here we can see that there has been convergence, proper convergence. So we need to transform the actual operation so that we end up with the same state on both the side. Now to handle the concurrency, this transformation must be done parallelly. So while working so that the concurrency can be maintained. So as both the users are working on their copies, these operations must be done parallelly so that it is seamless to the eyes. Now, this kind of operations or this kind of algorithm was implemented by Google Wave and to some extent in Google Docs in today's time as well. But because of the complexity and the countless number of cases that are to be handled with this, it was a very big problem because of which we don't implement this in current scenario. Now, moving further, Manas would handle CRDT.
Thank you, Akshay. Although with operational transformation, we were able to achieve real-time collaborative editing, but the transformations had to be performed for each and every user separately, and hence required huge computations to pre-process and then analyze and convert the transformations while collaborating among only a few users. So there was a need to use a method that required less computation, and yet it was able to provide concurrency and convergence. Hence, the conflict-free replicated data type CRDTs were introduced. So essentially, CRDTs are objects that can be updated without expensive synchronization or consensus, and they are guaranteed to converge eventually if all concurrent updates are commutative and if all the updates are executed by each user's document. Now, pointing out to the main techniques that are used by CRDT, we can move to the next slide, please. So the first is the globally unique characters. So the principle is that every character present in the shared document is assigned a unique value, and the value is unique across all the shared copies of the document among all the collaborating users. So when a character is deleted, its unique value is used to delete it, and this ensures that simultaneous multiple deletions of a particular character by different users does not result in the deletion of other characters. As we can see in the image, since we had hat on both sides, but they were assigned a particular code. And while deleting, we are passing the code delete to on both the servers, as both the users decided to delete H at the same time. And since the codes were used to delete, even though the operations were transformed, they were deleting only the same character and not any other character that was neighboring it. Now moving on to the next slide. The second principle is globally ordered characters. So every character has a positional value assigned to it, and these values can have a fractional value. So why this is used is that when suppose we insert a character, then it is assigned a fractional position value, which lies between the values of the characters immediately before and after it. This ensures that the insertion at the same position by different users results in the same ordering of characters. As we can see here, the first user inserts H at position 2.4, which lies between 2 and 3 of C and A, while the second user deletes the character A, 3. But yet, because we use the fractional positional value, the result on both the ends were convergent. They both ended up with CHT. Now I would like to hand over to Mohit Jindal.
Thank you, Manas. So as of now, we have talked about various methods, and we found that CRDT is a good method to implement. So we have implemented CRDT with WebSockets in our implementation. So the architecture is as follows for the implementation. We are using a client-server-based architecture with application layer built with React.js to provide a solid user interface and to define the logic of the application. A central Node.js server is used in which all the clients are connected through WebSockets protocol. Node.js is an event-driven asynchronous JavaScript runtime in which many connections can be handled concurrently. So, and for the WebSockets protocol, we have used a socket.io library. Using this, many arbitrary channels called room are defined such that sockets can join and leave CRD and leave. So CRDT structure is used to broadcast the editor state to the connected clients for maintaining the state consistency. So now, please next. So now we will see the diagrammatic view of the whole architecture. So as we can see, the application layer is using React.js technology. The editor states CRDT. It's using CRDT for changing the state of editor and saving the state of editors. So Node.js server is using WebSockets protocol. Next, please. So this is the use case diagram which we have made and used in our implementation. So user which is on the client side can edit a text. He or she can create or join the editor also. And where the server can whenever a client or user try to make a change in their editor, then the server will know that, and it will have the permission to participate in text editing. It will directly broadcast the edit changes to all of the users connected to that particular document. Also, client can also disconnect through the editor, through the application. Yes. So next slide, please. So the results of the above implementations are here. We have taken out the average of the time delay, which we find out from after performing all the four types of approaches. So comparisons are done on the basis of the time it took for the token to appear for different users. We have used four approaches, out of which the first three approaches, OT plus HTTP, CRDT plus HTTP, and OT plus WebSockets, are previously implemented. We have just used and find out their time latency. And we have implemented a CRDT plus WebSockets for the purpose of finding the results. So the time taken for these are as follows: OT plus HTTP takes 140 milliseconds. CRDT plus HTTP is taking 112 milliseconds. OT plus WebSockets is taking 34 milliseconds, whereas our implementation CRDT plus WebSockets is only taking 20 milliseconds. So that's all from my side. Now Shubhajit Nandi will continue from here and tell about conclusions and demo. Thank you.
Thank you, Mohit. So, what we can see from the results as well as the from reading the various research papers is that while we reviewed and tried several methods for minimizing the latency, we found out that WebSockets was the best protocol which for our use case, and because it was easy to implement because of the availability of a good Socket.io library, and also because there were no costly handshakes involved, which was there in the traditional HTTP. And secondly, the problem when maintaining consistency and convergence was the issue. Then we found out that of the possible two options, which is OT and CRDTs. CRDTs were when combined with the WebSockets, they performed really well, and the latency as well as the time delay between the edits were reduced to a very huge amount, because the computations were inexpensive in the case of CRDTs. Now I will show you the demo which we made for the collaborative text editor. So if it is running on the local server. So if I now we can create a new editor as well as join an existing editor. If I now create a new editor, I put my name. It will create a new editor. So there are a few features, like here is the editor ID, which we can copy and share to another user along which we can we want to share this editor. And this is the users list, which shows how many users are connected at the present moment. And here is the text editor. So if I now copy this editor ID, and open a new tab side by side and join a new existing join an existing editor with a new name and paste the editor ID. As you can see, all the other users are notified that a new user has joined in this editor. And if I now write some text, or it is being reflected simultaneously on all the other connected clients. You can see. So if the one of some client disconnects, then also the user is notified that all the other users are notified that that particular user has left. Okay, so the GitHub repos have been also provided. Thank you.